All right, so behind me is a target 40 yards away. We're gonna be basically doing what Elisha Dicken did at the Greenwood Mall. 40 yards, he shot the gunman after he came out of the bathroom. Within 15 seconds, the gun was neutralized. 8 of his 10 rounds that he shot were on target. That is a feat, to say the least. That's for anybody that's just carrying. Like, if you're not shooting every day, that's a feat. So what we're gonna do is try to see where we're at on a skill level, and not to mention skill, but also gear. Like, what handguns are gonna be more effective at this range? Is your Glock 43, or is the Shield, Smith & Wesson Shield, or is the Hellcat Pro? Like, which one of these is going to be the most effective tool at this range? And are certain factors at play, like red dots and stuff. So we're just going to kind of mess around and see what we can do and see how proficient we are. Fight. Pretty sure that was 10. You said 15.13? Alright, that's pretty standard then. Alright, so here's what the target's looking like. Again, a Q target. I'll hold this. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. I won't call that a hit. 5, 6, 7 on paper out of 10. I definitely saw 1 hit the ground. I would say I'm kind of grouping a little low left. But that's expected from anybody, especially that distance. So not bad, but we definitely should be a little bit more proficient than this. All right, so I said we were going to be trying out different guns at this same range, the same drill, if you will, just to kind of see the differences in how much better or how much proficient I am with one gun over another, and what qualities make certain carry guns better for this type of engagements. If I'm going to take a guess, because I just shot my Hellcat Pro and I usually carry a red dot on my duty gun, I'm going to say a red dot at this distance makes a difference. I think if I had my Glock 45 out here with my red dot, I think I would be making some sweet hits. And I'm about to shoot the Glock 43X, no red dot, no frills, and I want to see how much difference there is on this drill. All right, here we go. Fight. Oh, fuck.
18.73.
All right, so a little slow.
You also had the fucking, didn't have one in the chamber.
Right, there we go. That's a good point.
I took it good.
1, 2, that's definitely 2 shots. 3, or maybe that's 1. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on paper, 6 on target with my Glock 43X. That's a big difference. And I don't know, maybe if just getting some trigger time with the other gun has helped it, but oh, here's number 9. But it really goes to show, like, proficiency with firearms. Even with the red dot, I shot better with not having a red dot. So I've also been shooting Glocks and the Glock 43X for a long time now. So that's interesting. All right, so we were talking about engagement distances, 40 yards. I know from the angle and point of view of the camera, it seems like it's way far away, but that's just the lens quality. 40 yards is across the aisle of a grocery store. 40 yards is walking into a grocery store from your parked car. You're gonna park, well, most people are gonna park about this far away to even enter a store. So that's inversely true if you're walking out to your car and now you're faced with somebody in a parking lot. It's literally a sea of cover, a sea of concealment, and there's so many aisles and lanes in which are essentially fatal funnels. So if you're trying to move, you might have to actually make some seriously long shots. This drill here really shows proficiency with handguns. I mean, when you're stretched out this far with a handgun, you're gonna see your group really open up, and you're gonna identify some flaws in your shooting behaviors and your fundamentals. So I think what I'm trying to say is, don't get stuck at the 25-yard line ideology, like that's as far out as you should train, or don't get stuck at the most engagements happen within 3 yards, because I don't know what the gunfight I'm going to get into is going to look like. I have no idea. If I did, I would train for that every day. So have a very broad spectrum in your training. Practice marksmanship. And another thing I want to say is practice shooting around cover, because yes, we're now at a flat range. There's nothing in between us. There's no one yelling, screaming in my ear. There's no one running between me and the target. I've got a good steady stance. Like, my heart rate is not elevated. You cannot train for these scenarios without doing like sim gun stuff. Until you're taking rounds back, like, this is all just flat range. And the only thing we're really practicing is fundamentals. So I would say when you're training, like, incorporate shooting around cover and getting your heart rate elevated, because you don't really know how much different it's going to be in real life if you are in shooting.